What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Super Otaku Show, the first one in a long while, because we went on a weird moving hiatus. As always, I am joined by the Otaku himself, Tailor-Made Otaku. How you doing, bud?
Going on? How y'all doing? I missed you guys.
He puts the otaku in Super Otaku Show. Truly.
There it is. Dude, I'm so glad we're, back. And, of course, the third member of our quadre, that is 3 right now, my Roman half. Aaron, how you doing?
Yo, what's good? How you guys doing?
Oh, dude, yeah, it's been so long. So if anybody doesn't know, the reason for the hiatus is because I moved, and it's Aaron's fault. Aaron, see, it's funny because I'm pointing because for me he's over there, but for you guys he's over there.
Yeah.
So Aaron made me move.
I didn't make him do shit. He made a life decision based on my advice, which was sound.
Aaron was like, "Get a job."
I want to make that
like, That's
very
a good
clear.
plan.
Oh yeah, adults do have those.
Oh man. So as you can see, my setup looks a little differently because it's currently very plain because I currently live in a apartment that is generally empty. If you look behind it, there's nothing. It's just a bunch of set walls.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the move is done. Sharif will be back with us somewhere in the next few weeks. He is still hella busy, so we're gonna have him back whenever that is situated. But anyway, guys, how have you been? What have you been watching anime-wise? What have you guys been doing in general? Aaron, I care less about you. I talked to you 3 times this week. Aaron lives 10 minutes away from me now.
That was a mistake. That was the mistake. Yeah,
that was the bad part. Taylor, how have you been since we have not spoken to you in forever?
I'm alive. I'm surviving. Adulting sucks. Yeah. Pretty much that. Don't ask me what I've watched. I haven't. The last thing that I watched before I watched the Star Wars thing was Sunny Boy.
Oh yeah, how you enjoying Sunny Boy? I'm liking Sunny Boy.
I watched the first episode of Sunny Boy. That was it.
Oh no.
You didn't like it? Not liking the weird aesthetic?
It's not that I don't like it. It's that I was really confused. I was trying to run through a whole gauntlet of stuff to watch.
Yeah, Sunny Boy's something you gotta maul over for a little bit.
I think we got what? We got Sunny Boy. We got
Battle in 5 seconds. We were supposed to watch a couple of it.
Yeah, battle within 5 seconds, which I haven't. I forgot all about. I'm not gonna hold.
I watched the Isekai one. Which one was that?
Yeah, I forgot the name. That's the one where he's where he basically gets exiled or something because he gets thrown to the terrible part of the world because the goddess in charge thought he was ugly.
Yeah, she don't like him. She's like, "You're not as hot as your dad," and he was like, "What?"
He looks like a normal kid to me. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But that one, I don't like the fact that the ogre looks like a pig. You just call her a pig. She's a pig. She's got a pig nose and everything.
Pig, though.
She is. She's adorable, but she doesn't look like an ogre to me.
Our main boy, really wants that pig.
Yeah, he does. Anyway, I haven't seen anything yet. I've been back.
Okay. I like how that one starts off with where they're like, "This isn't a normal isekai," and then proceeds to be exactly what you would expect of an isekai.
It's the formula. You tell them, "We're not this, but check this out. We're totally like this." Because we know you don't like change.
This ain't your daddy's isekai.
Big titty dragon girl, check. Big titty spider girl, check. We got all the hits, all the.
Oh yeah, it's where episode 1 in it.
Oh man.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying Sunny Boy as well. I do think you should. So Sunny Boy, I get why you're confused because Sunny Boy starts right in the fucking middle of shit.
It's
so confusing. You gotta take a phone call.
Yeah, y'all.
Well, Taylor's
all right.
indisposed. Aaron, what have you been watching or into anything different?
So I bought my first manga ever.
Wait, really?
Yes. I'm starting a manga collection, but it's for something I already know the story to. Uh, I bought the first 2 volumes of Beastars because I really dig the artwork. I love Beastars, the series, so I'm excited to kind of get into that. So I bought the first 2 volumes of that. I'm gonna continue collecting them as time goes on. Barnes and Nobles seems to have most of them, so I'm excited to do that. But nobody has Chainsaw Man. I would definitely buy Chainsaw Man if I could get like a steady supply of the manga, but like it's sold out everywhere or it's not available most places.
Yeah, man. That's something I would like to get back into. Like, that's a thing that, like, when I get some bookshelves in here, I would love to do is get my manga sent out to me, because I have a good, like, 60 to 100 volumes of various series, because I collected throughout all of high school. Like, I basically spent my extra money on, like, video games or manga.
Yeah. And as far as watching anime, what have we watched recently? It feels like I haven't watched anything in a while. Because during the hiatus, I think I like watched a little bit more of the stuff that I was already kind of binging, and then stopped for a little while. So I think I watched another episode of Sunny Boy, but like I don't think I'm caught up currently. Nina's continuing to watch. What's oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of it. Wow. The one with the gangs.
Tokyo Revengers.
Tokyo Revengers. Thank
I
you.
have not seen it, but that's the one with the gangs that everybody's in love with right now.
Yes. It is a good series, and I do like. I just feel bad for the main character because as the seasons go on, like, it's just so sad. He can't get anything right. It's literally just the Butterfly Effect movie with Ashton Kutcher. Where like there's no situation where everything is gonna work out right. I'm still trying to watch My Hero, but boy, it's let me down. It's just so like in this we just passed the villains arc in My Hero, which was fine. Like I liked getting some of their backstories, and I liked the slight spoiler, the power up, like their power evolutions.
Yeah.
Fucking Shigaraki is fucking OP now. It was terrifying. He was already a terrifying villain, but now he's just like, what if I had the most power? So, I don't know. Is this the end of the season? Like the last episode where they're like, the battle will begin?
Yeah.
Like we're finally gonna fight? Is this seriously the end? Oh, fuck shit, man. This season sucked then. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, I know they just announced season 6, of course. Like, if anybody didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, the manga's definitely in its getting towards its end, but it also feels a little bit like it's death throes at the same time. You know, similar things, but one is happy. Like, it's like not quite a swan song yet.
Damn it.
But, yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. That's where I'm in.
I guess like I've been kind of weirdly scattershot with the stuff I've been watching, because I watched a couple random things. So one, I watched Eden Zero in like 2 days.
All of it?
All of it. All of it that is released in on English Netflix.
Which one is Eden Zero? Is that the one where it's like the gross guy that becomes a
It's Fairy
child?
Tale in Space.
It's Fairy Tale in Space.
Okay.
But
I don't
somehow
know.
better than Fairy Tale.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. It's because like he's mastered how to just be like, it's all about being fucking friends and hitting the bad guy with magic. He's just like, that's it.
It's
We're
weird.
not gonna worry about anything else.
Okay.
Friendship, magic. Let's go. Space.
Friendship is magic.
Well, it's funny because it's like the third time he's done a very similar story, because his first one is Rave Master, which has a very similar
God
cast of
damn
characters.
it, Wraith Master.
Dude, Hero has the sword and he must now become the master.
God damn it. With a carrot nose dog.
Yup.
Motherfucker.
Oh man.
If you're out there, you've never seen Wraith Master, don't. It's terrible. It's
See,
fucking awful.
you know what I always wonder is I wonder if like, because like I loved Rave Master, but I know it's cheesy as fuck, and I don't know if it's because like maybe just the English dub is that bad because it's very like goofy, or if it's just that because it was his first series, it's just the weakest one by far.
It's both. Go back and watch the first episode again. You're like, what the hell is going on?
But she is Tonfa guns.
Yeah.
It's okay. Even Zero perfected that because it's like no. Happy is the gun. It's great. I really love Eden Zero though so far. It's just fun.
Okay.
It is the like quality of that like and style of like shonen animation that I wanted Shaman King to be. And Shaman King, I talked about this before. Like it's just the most like we made an anime about that manga over there. It's an anime now.
What?
It is anime.
I'm like, good job, guys. We could have just kept the old one. You could just I don't know, put it in HD and put it on Netflix. Anyway.
I guess we've been on a hiatus for a while, so I don't think I mentioned this in the last episode that we watched Dororo from Studio Mappa. Super good. Real fucked up anime. So if you don't know what Dororo is, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Dororo? Yeah, Dororo. It's a weird name. It's like a 2-season show that is based off of anime from like the 60s.
Not to be confused with Durarara.
Those are two very different things.
That's real. That's not a joke, Aaron. We want you to know. Like those are two actual different series.
I believe that. I do believe that. Dororo is about this warlord slash warlord, I guess would be the appropriate term. Basically offers demons his unborn child for the chance at having a peaceful reign. And then that demon child comes back and starts collecting pieces of his body by killing off other demons, all in an attempt to get back to his and kill his father, and because he's pissed off, understandably, to being sacrificed to demons as a baby.
It's a lie. He's like I want to be strong forever. Y'all can have my baby's organs. And then the baby was born with like no skin, no eyes.
Yeah,
and he's like,
it's terrifying.
He's like, kill it.
But like one of the demons spares it, right?
Oh no, like
Spares the child?
like
what's left of him.
He gives it to like a servant or whatever, and she goes out and she's about to drown this baby. But then a demon kills her, eats her, leaves, and then a wandering dude like samurai comes and finds the baby and just raises the baby.
Yeah.
I will train you to be a murder baby.
Well, I think one of the most interesting parts is one of the characters is there used to be these people who, for corpses, would build like puppet arms and legs, and for any limb that might be missing, to bury the body with, so you were buried as a complete person. Mm-hmm. And so this puppeteer designs a body for the main character.
Ah, okay.
And he has like swords for arms. Like he could take his arm off and it's a sword.
Sword hands.
He does. He has little sword hands.
That's awesome.
And sword legs. He's just he's like a fully functional ninja star.
Yeah, so many people keep telling me to check out Dororo, and I need to.
Good.
I don't have the Amazon here now, so now I can't do it.
Oh no.
You can totally do it.
Taylor has secret ways, but anyway.
Yarg.
One Piece.
You got One Piece that shit.
One Piece is fire right now, but anyway.
Has it ever not been fire?
I don't know. There was that chapter with the Foxy boxing guy. I don't like him.
All right.
I don't know what you're talking.
That's the thing that happens. Anyway, So the other show that I watched, kind of randomly, I watched the entire Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy, which is
Okay.
It's cool. If you like Transformers, it's a fun run. It just does like a alternate version of G1 with a little like bit of Beast Wars mixed in at the end. It's got a lot of fan servicey moments, and as somebody who likes Transformers but doesn't know a lot about them, like I remember like G1 a little bit. I know Armada, and I know the first like 3 Michael Bay movies. That's what I know about Transformers. I played the War for Cybertron games. Those are pretty dope. They're like really good third-person shooters. So I watched that, and I know I watched something else. I've been reading a little bit of manga here and there, just keeping up with all the things. You know, Kaiju number 8. God, what all am I reading right now? Taylor, do you have those moments where you're like, I am reading so many different mangas that I don't know what I'm reading anymore?
I have that moment where I forgot.
Yeah, so
See
like,
what I did there?
there it is.
I have moments.
Yeah, I got moments.
Yeah, like I've been catching up with like One Piece, My Hero. This is a manga I never mentioned on here, but I genuinely enjoy it. I feel like I should. Is Sakamoto Days? It's like a gag manga of sorts, but it's about a hitman, very much like John Wick style, crazy super god tier mega hitman, who meets this girl. And he falls in love and retires, and he gets real fat and runs a convenience store, and it's about like...
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's very cute. I've been enjoying that.
Wait, Steven Seagal?
Yeah, it's about Steven Seagal. Honestly, Steven Seagal could play him in a movie. It would look correct.
He could. His career has kind of been like that.
Fucking Steven Seagal.
And then Magic and Muscles has been the other one that I've been really into. There's 2 others that are kind of like on my like I'm keeping an eye on you list for manga right now, and that's the Hunters Guild Red Hood. I don't love the art style, but it's intriguing. It is a world where werewolves, witches, and humans exist, and like werewolves and witches are kind of like a team on one side, and they like hunt people, and it's all kind of grim fairy tale inspired so far.
Their name both starts with W, so it makes sense. That all pans out.
Yeah. So I think it's like witches made werewolves and werewolves eat people kind of deal. It's
Rock,
neat.
paper, scissors kind of dealio.
My favorite thing is the only thing that can kill werewolves is like the only metal that can hurt them is called like wolfonium or something. And I was like, of course, way to go. You did it.
They couldn't have just stuck with the silver. Like they didn't really have to. They didn't have to reinvent the wheel on that one. Oh boy, that's off. That's so bad.
That's terrible.
Polar, that's amazing. Polar points out that if you look at us, we are the evolution of beards. If we had Sharif, we would be like the perfect evolution. It would be like completely spot on. We'd have all the stages.
All stages of beard.
The last thing that I had as far as like things I've been checking out is Neru Way of the Martial Artist. I love martial arts manga and anime. Like Hajime Ippo is like god tier. I really love Baki. I adored History's Strongest Disciple Kenichi, even when it went excessively ecchi. Like that's my jam.
That is my jam, man.
I'm just like, yep, like hitting people, doing kung fu, being like, my Muay Thai is more gooder than your Tai Chi. I love all that. And this is a new one. It's cool. It's a little. It's got like all the tropes so far. It's got an interesting like aesthetic to the art style and everything. But it's about this guy who his grandpa raised him as like a martial artist, like out in like the mountains. Like they don't have internet or cable or phone or electricity in that matter. And he likes to go around everywhere barefoot, and he just loves doing martial arts. And then he finds out that there's a high school that just is all about martial arts. And that they have like 8 main schools, and he's like, I'm going to be the best at all 8. Because no one, I think like only one person's ever done it in history. or something. It's his grandpa that did it, so I'm excited. I hope it's good, but it's got a basic premise, but I'm enjoying it so far. So those are all my things that I've been into.
You know what I watched on repeat several times this week?
What's that?
The live action opener for Cowboy Bebop.
And
has anybody else seen that?
Gonna
Good
bring
segue
us into the
right?
news, because that is actually the number one thing on the newsreel.
Say it.
Good news, everyone.
Yes.
I thought he was gonna say. I thought he wanted you to say "Let's jam."
3, 2, let's see.
no, that I don't. It. I saw a snippet.
You only saw a snippet?
I saw a snippet. I saw a snippet on purpose. If there was an attempt, it wasn't I didn't like it.
So I really so here's what my thoughts on it is, when I heard they were doing a live action Cowboy Bebop, you know, there's always the cynical side of you that's like, they'll never make a good live action Cowboy Bebop. Like, how could they possibly do that? It's so good already. This could only go wrong. And one of the main things I was worried about was I was like, what are they gonna do for the opening? Because that opening is so iconic. It's unbeatable. And so I was like, they're either gonna do one of two things. They're either gonna completely recreate it, which is gonna seem weird because part of the fun is like the interesting animation of the whole thing, or two, they're gonna do something new entirely, which is nobody's gonna like. And they found kind of a weird middle ground where they were like, part of this intro is actually animated because the animation parts are exaggerated and cool. Like that first opening shot with Spike is so good because it starts out looking like an animated silhouette, and when he brings the cigarette lighter up, it illuminates his face. It's actually the live action actor, and then when he blows the smoke, it's animated smoke. That's cool. I fucking love that shit. And to me, the opening was fun. I had fun with it. It's super over the top. It's super campy, really enjoyable. Like they did recreate parts like almost beat for beat, but some of it was just a lot of fun and show-offy.
And I think that's a big thing is that I'm getting the vibe from this series is I think they're gonna own the fact that like in live action, Cowboy Bebop is just going to instinctively have some like wushu kung fu movie cheese to it. Like it's gonna be campy because Spike is kind of cheesy. Like he just strikes some like Jeet Kune Do poses for no fucking reason and throws kicks.
Well,
at
he's
people.
like he's like a martial artist. He's got like a Taekwondo style martial arts.
He's specifically modeled after Bruce Lee. Like that's how he fights. He uses like Jeet Kune Do.
But he's like a cool jazz lead singer or something. I don't know. He's a fun character, but the whole show is very weird and campy and over the top. Like the dramatic parts of Cowboy Bebop are pretty wild. Like if you look at them in retrospect, it's a weird soap opera with a lot of camp elements.
The big thing I'm concerned about, I think this might be like a passable adaptation, but ultimately a needless one. I think is what they're gonna kind of hit.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, what's the point of even making this? Like, I don't know. Apply that logic to your existence. What's the point of you existing? Nobody cares.
That's going too extreme. Like that's
it's art. Like,
but
it doesn't need a reason to exist.
Like I don't think it's gonna be like.
It doesn't need to be. Who needs
but
anything
that,
to be
that's
additive?
a good fucking adaptation. It gives you something new, right? Like, why are there a million different Spider-Man versions? Because some of them are great. They sometimes make something and you're like, that's fucking amazing. But like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans were needless. Like they didn't add anything. But Spider-Verse is amazing.
They weren't needless.
They were fucking garbage. Like so, why did you make them?
A bad movie isn't the same as a needless movie. A bad movie is just a bad movie. They attempted something different. They took Spider-Man in a different direction from Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. They took a different approach to the villains. They did a whole different villain. They did Gwen Stacy instead of Mary Jane. They attempted something different.
Beat for beat remake. So it's just kind of gonna be like, okay.
I mean, I didn't know if it was gonna be a beat for beat remake. I thought they were gonna try some different things. Like that, it looks like they're gonna try something a little different.
I mean,
that's what it looks like.
Based on the trailer and based on the cast they've released and everything they've showed, they cut out Ed. which bumps me.
Yeah, I noticed that. Well, they cast somebody for Ed,
Did
but
they?
he's not in the opening. Yeah, I saw they had somebody casted for him, but I don't know if they're like planning on just cutting him out entirely or introducing him later. I don't know, cause he's not in the opening, which was really weird. But if you tell me you didn't see Ein and fucking just smiled from ear to ear, you're lying to me.
No,
He just-
Corky's
his
now
little-
making me.
his little silhouette pops up, and then it just it illuminates, and he's just there smiling.
And Butters doesn't want to be my friend, so I no longer like corgis.
Yeah, he's salty. Don't listen to him.
Nah, they're mean.
Didn't pass the test. She thought well, here's the thing. She saw him and thought he was cattle because he's got the beard. And she was like, I gotta tell this guy what. Like, I gotta move him. He's not supposed to be here. He's supposed to be out to pasture.
I don't think Taylor's good. I think he's stuck in between mom and dad fighting, and he just doesn't know what to do anymore.
I'm just sitting here,
Anyway,
rolling with the punches.
we'll move off the Cowboy Bebop after we hit the news on it, and it's that the live action version drops on November 19th. As
Yeah.
By the way, like most of the news that I actually grabbed for this week is all from the Ta-Dum, which is the name of the fucking Netflix announcement thing they made the other day, and it's because that's the.
Is it really?
Yeah, because it's the sound.
Dumb.
Yeah, because it's the sound that their login is.
When
It's-
Netflix
dumb.
opens up.
It's like, I hate your Netflix. This guy, whoever that guy is that you can hear screeching off, is very cool.
He's so cool.
So yeah,
He has the biggest penis.
Yes.
He's got his penis is so big. He's gotta carry it around in that big car.
So anyway, like I do think I'm gonna try and do a full rewatch of Bebop because I haven't done one in years. To kind of pregame a bit for the live action because I do want to check it out because I like.
I
way
think
cast
we
looks.
should just hope for it to be good, because I like when things are good.
I like the main guy, the main actor. What is his name? John Cho or something?
Oh yeah, he's awesome, and I also like the cast, the other casting choices so far too. They all seem delightful, including Ein,
Unlike
that cute little bugger.
So anyway, next up on our list is that I know you guys enjoy yourselves some Dr. Stone, and the manga is officially entering the final arc.
Oh okay.
It's going on a 1-week hiatus. It's not going to be in the 44th issue of Shonen Jump, but instead they'll be back in the 45th. The reasoning is so that the artist and author can do research for whatever the last arc is going to be. I'm not
idea.
current at all, but they are taking a hiatus week just to prep for this final arc. It's crazy. It's only been around since 2017. It's like, I know it's 5 years, but it's interesting seeing all of these series where these mangaka are coming out and they're like, this is it. This is what's in my mind, and I'm going to make this and then do something else. There's not many Naruto's and One Pieces coming out anymore.
And I think that's both purposeful and good, because purposeful as in, like, I don't want to burn myself out like these other guys did. Like, doing that constantly and having to just keep going from week to week to week to week is gotta be brutal. So just having, like, and for story, I think it's good. Like, it's good to have a beginning and end in mind and know, like, exactly how you want to get there. That's great.
To be fair, Oda has known the ending of One Piece since high school, and it's still going.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
Don't we all know how One Piece is gonna end?
I'm assuming he just went like this. He had like a paper, and he was pitching it, and he was like, all right, here's the beginning, and here's the end. They're like, okay, that's cool. And he goes, but the show is gonna go like this.
Yeah, One Piece ends with Luffy finding Laugh Tale and being like, neat, and throwing it on the boat and being like, let's keep going straight. That's it. It's gonna be.
I swear to God.
Anyway.
So, that's that one.
What else is good?
Next up, this is one that I found just intriguing, is that the next Demon Slayer season is Mugen Train.
Yep.
Again.
Nani?
So, the next
First
season
time.
is going to have 2 parts. The second part will be the actual continuation, but from what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading, is the first 7 or 9 episodes are going to be Mugen Train recut with additional info and animation that was not in the movie.
Oh.
So it's going to be like an extension.
Damn. That's kind of... I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to be honest.
Is this your first time?
Yes.
Sucks, don't it?
Well, like, I didn't know what to expect. Mugen Train, it's because Nina has actually read the entire manga. And she's like, oh, this covered an entire section. It's like, oh, cool. So the next season's gonna start right after that. That's awesome. And the trailer didn't seem to suggest otherwise.
Nope.
So I was like, okay,
No,
cool.
we're going to do it
But
again.
this is really weird.
We'll
No,
never
I don't
run
like
it back.
that. Run that track back. I mean, I'll just watch Mugen Train again until the new episodes start, like the new season starts actually picking up.
On the upside is that it should be better than like Dragon Ball Super did it, because they're, from what I understanding, literally using the base movie animation and just extending it. Because Super
It's
is the
just
one
that-
I go to, because the first 2 seasons of Super, if anybody doesn't know, is literally the first 2 like return movies, Resurrection F and Battle of Gods, redone. But extended to being 26 episode seasons or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so basically the director's cut.
Yeah, the director's cut is, I think, a good way to put it.
It's like a director's cut movie.
Yeah.
Next up is that Agretsuko Season 4 is coming out this December, which is cool.
What?
Yeah!
I didn't know there was gonna be another Agretsuko. I thought that was it.
No, I haven't.
It's more than
I
Agretsuko.
haven't finished Season 3 yet, because Sage watched it without me and I was salty. But
That's fair.
I was like, oh, Agretsuko's out, we should watch it. And then the next day I came out and he was like halfway through the series, and I was like, I will kill you. And I never
It's
went
like
back.
the ultimate betrayal right there.
It was.
That's like so. God damn it. That happened to me once. I almost ended the friendship.
I genuinely love Agretsuko. It's my vibe. I dig it a lot.
Yeah, so like I'm excited because I'm glad it was coming out, because I had heard that 3 was the end. From
Yeah, that's what I.
But it's cool. It's continuing on. Next up is that Ultraman Season 2 is coming out this spring, and this is on here just for me because I don't think anybody else actually watched the Ultraman series on the planet. I think it got made just because of a weird algorithm that said, people like anime, let's just make another of all the animes. And I was like, yes, because I liked Ultraman Season 1.
To be fair, their toy franchise is probably what's kept them going this long. Because in Japan, Ultraman toys are like everywhere.
Yeah.
They are the thing. They are the Power Rangers, but like more popular over there.
I was so excited because like the cover for the Season 2 is just like 6 Ultramen walking, and I'm like, yeah, that's how you up the ante. More toys. I will buy them.
Or Ultraman.
So that's that. Here's one that I genuinely need to know if anyone knows anything about this and get some reactions here. There is a Saint Seiya live action movie.
A what?
So Saint Seiya, Knights of the Zodiac, is an old anime. It's an old shonen from like the 80s.
It's
I
like
think.
Voltron old.
Yeah, it's all about it's like kind of quasi Greco-Roman inspired, and like all about the Zodiac, like it, and they wear like power armor and they fight in this big weird galactic tournament. It's strange. I've tried to get into it a billion times. I never can. And they're making a live action movie. It's being done by Toei and Sony, and Sean Bean is in it. I don't know what his part is or who he's playing, but it's just Sean Bean is in the Saint Seiya movie.
Who's the first character to die in the show?
I don't know. I think it's normally the bear armor guy.
Because
I think
that's who Sean Bean will play.
he's gonna be the bear armor dude and get killed by Seiya at the beginning.
He's just like a side character at the beginning that they kill off.
Toei is right. you never know what they're gonna do.
I got kind of. This is tangentially anime. Did anybody catch the first trailer of the new Matrix movie?
I did. That also has Neil Patrick Harris.
Right, yeah.
I'm super hype. Let's be honest. The Wachowski sisters are the only successful people in making anime live action movies, even though the Matrix is not based off an anime. Oh, you're right. You were correct.
Pilgrim.
No, you're correct. I apologize. That is my bad. He is the closest second. But yeah, like the Wachowski sisters, I feel like are the most successful at making the most anime live action movies, including Speed Racer.
Yeah, kind of. So I mean, like, it looks neat. I don't remember the end of the last Matrix, so I guess I have to go watch 2 and 3 again.
Well, that's what's so weird is that like Neo was dead, so we were like, okay, he's coming back, I guess. And it's also weird to see like bearded Keanu as Neo. It's just very like strange.
Bearded Keanu,
but I'm really excited. I also love that this was kind of a quaint touch that felt very like, it felt like the period of time when the Matrix first came out, but they had like an internet website campaign. Did anybody like actually check out the trailer through that?
No, but I read a bunch of articles. It was very neat.
Yeah, like you go on the page, and when you start the trailer, a narration leads you in, and it'll be like, to you, it is 9:35 p.m. And when we first heard that, Nina and I looked at our clock, and it said 9:35 p.m. We were like, wait. And so we played it back at the end of it, and it updates every time. It adjusts to whatever time is on your computer.
That's great.
It was pretty cool because it caught us off guard. It's like, man, this is cool. Like, when's the last time you like actually got into a marketing campaign for a movie? Like, when was the last time a marketing campaign grabbed you?
Oh man, it's been a long time. But
yeah,
I've got just two more pieces of news. I tried to keep it short because we haven't been around for a month, and a lot of stuff happened.
So much stuff.
Do you also have news, Taylor?
I have news.
Oh boy.
He's got news.
Well, my two will be quick. One is that because I love touting the absolute insanity that is getting into One Piece, and why I will never make a friend who is getting into it that I can share that experience with. One Piece episode 1000 is airing this month.
Ooh.
It's never gonna end.
Never.
It's insane. I do want to catch up though, because I've seen lots of clips from the last season, and I don't know how they make it look so pretty. Like, for a seasonal, like, year-round show where the, like, entire animation studio is definitely dying as they try to produce this, it's beautiful. I don't understand.
It is.
And finally, for me, is that that time I got reincarnated as a slime is getting a movie, and I'm excited because I really like that show. It brings me joy. It's like my happy fun time anime. I'm just like, I want to see Rimuru and his gang have silly times playing SimCity Magical Monster Edition, because that's what it is. Sometimes there's fights that always resolve in him just Katamari Damacying his enemy.
That's how it works in The Sims too.
It is. And with that, Taylor, give us some actual news. What you got?
What you got?
Chris Pratt is gonna be Mario.
Chris Pratt is Mario. All right. So I meant to send this. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put an image. I can't.
Are you gonna do the? Is it the Jurassic World one?
No, I have an image for you guys. I can't send it to you, chat. I'm sorry. If I had a way.
There is a way.
'Cause you can't put like images in Twitch chat.
You cannot. Did you send that through Discord?
I did. I sent it through Discord.
Get out of the way.
So that art is peaked.
No.
Here you go, chat.
Hey.
Yeah,
Peak
look at that.
Art
Is that
perfection.
Jack Black?
It is Jack
That's
Black
Jack
Bowsette
Black.
because he's playing Bowser.
Oh yeah, he is playing Bowser. Have I told you I don't like Jack Black?
What?
What?
You see that hurt in both your voices?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feeds me. I don't like Jack Black.
But he's a chubby, agile guy. It's what I aspire to be.
I know.
Or as a person?
No, as an actor. As a person, I think he's fine. But as like an actor, comedian, I don't think he's funny.
Oh, see,
He's made me laugh, like legitimately roll laughing one time and chuckle one more time.
It's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
That
is it?
It might be one of the saddest things I've ever
Welcome
heard.
to my world. Every one of these damn podcasts, either one of you open your damn mouths, and I gotta get up and walk away because I'm in pain. Welcome to the
Is-
jungle.
I don't
Was
have
the
any
rolling-
like thing
wait,
I
was
can
the
say
rolling-
this week.
Was the rolling laughter from Nacho Libre though?
No,
What was it from?
it was from Anchorman, where he kicked that dog from dead.
See, I know Jack Black the most.
Now
from
this
School
is
of Rock.
happening.
School of Rock is what I love him from as a
Some
kid.
funny shit.
I watched School
That's
of
some
Rock.
funny shit. I watched School of Rock.
School of Rock was like his like peak though. That's what he wanted the most, was to make School of Rock. Everything after that was like, this is just a bonus to me.
I can feel that. Does anybody else have any anime news? I don't care. I don't want to talk about the Mario movie.
Not anymore.
It just makes me giggle.
Chris Pratt is Mario.
I want somebody to go back and make an emulation of Donkey Kong 64, but replace all of Donkey Kong's sounds with Seth Rogen's laughter.
Yeah. I keep forgetting because Seth Rogen's fucking Donkey Kong.
What?
Yeah, Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong.
Just like over and over again.
Dude, my favorite part about all this is the absolute insult that is them being like, "Don't worry, Charles Martinet will also be in the show, in
As
the
a
movie,
surprise.
as other things probably."
Also, I mean, I don't have like.
He should
I'm
just do
not-
the laughter. He should just do the sounds that Mario and like Luigi and Bowser make and everything. Like it's just Chris Pratt like talking, and then like whenever like they're doing an action scene, it cuts to Martinet being like, "Woohoo!"
Like it's funny because like
Why not
everybody's
just let
pretty.
him be the name?
I don't know. Everybody's pretty insulted by this cast list, and I'm like, dude, what do you expect? This is animation now. Like, there's no voice actors anymore. It's just movie stars. Whoever's the most popular gets main role. Doesn't matter what it is.
Well, so that's the
But do the like don't the actual voices for the characters? Can you just get them?
You could have, but they didn't
I guess that's
because that doesn't sell.
well, that's the
Nobody
thing.
likes Chris Pratt that much.
That's what makes it weird, is because like traditionally legacy characters are still voiced by their legacy voice actors. You know,
Not anymore,
like,
boys.
but like that even like in Space Jam, right? The only person who's not voiced by their normal voice actor is Lola Bunny is Zendaya for some reason. That was like a last minute change from what I am given to understand. But everybody else was played by their current legacy voice actors in the show.
That makes
So,
me sad, anyways.
It's just it's a weird thing. I mean, like they've always cast like big names in.
Well, I mean,
voice
like
roles, but-
for Looney Tunes, haven't like multiple people played the Looney Tunes through different iterations?
Yeah, but it's normally for like long stints, right? Like Billy West was Bugs
Bugs
throughout
Bunny
like the
for a
90s
while.
and or like most of the 2000s.
Yeah, not during the best Bugs Bunny years.
Well, that's
But-
Mel Blanc. That like Mel Blanc was
Yeah.
everybody. He's that man was a monster.
That would have been, yeah. If we can reincarnate Mel Blanc.
Are you good there, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm good.
You guys want to move on to the main event?
Okay, well, I guess that's the last bit of news then, because that feeds right into our main event.
No
Star
more news,
Wars.
everyone.
Star Wars Visions has released. I believe it released on what, the 22nd, 24th?
Yeah, it just came out like not too
Just
long
popped
ago.
out. So we're finally timely for once. We're finally on top of something. Today we're talking about Star Wars Visions. What we're gonna do
I'll
is
be
we're
right
gonna.
back.
Oh, no.
Oh no, Taylor has
No.
to acquire props.
Star Wars Visions, for those of you who might not know, if you have access to Disney Plus, I would advise going to watch it, because what we're going to do today is we're going to review the first 4 episodes. It's a 9-episode series. They are vignettes, I think would be the appropriate words. It's an anthology series. Every story follows a different character based in the Star Wars universe in some way. It doesn't have to be like the current Star Wars universe.
Well, that's
it
the
could
thing.
be like any expanded
It is
galaxy
not canon.
stuff.
None of this is
Yeah.
canon, so they can do whatever the fuck they want as long as it uses Star Wars rules, kinda.
Kinda, yeah. Which is kind of disappointing, because a lot of them are just like, well, okay, we're gonna do the stuff from like the movies, Stormtroopers and stuff. It's like,
Wow.
yeah, I get that. You want to use the, things people recognize. But I will say, so far, really been enjoying it. A lot of the studios are podcast favorites of ours. Studio Trigger, for instance. Who else is like a big name one that people might recognize?
There's so fucking many. I mean, there's like 6 studios that made these 9 shorts.
Yeah, Trigger did 2. I don't know which 2. I know one of them. I know they did the twins, but I don't remember which other one they did.
I don't remember the full list of and then IMDb, of course, doesn't have like a nice list anywhere.
Either way,
the cool thing is that each episode, if you don't do the skip button, tells you the name of the episode and the studio that made it, which is really dope.
That is nice. That's really cool. Because basically it's like an advertisement for them. It's like, if you want to see more stuff like this one particular episode, you might enjoy our catalog of anime that we've created. And I hope this is kind of a way for some people who aren't as familiar with anime to maybe want to watch more anime. Possibly.
It's a fun
really
gateway drug. Kind of like when like the Matrix did the Animatrix, or
so good, Animatrix.
Batman did a like less successful version of this. Called Gotham Knights, which is, the weird part about Gotham Knights is it's one story told backwards, and each like part is each studio did a different part of the series, like telling that story, and then Halo Legends actually is, I think, the closest analog. Halo Legends is oddly great.
I kind of forgot about Halo Legends, to be honest, because the weird thing about Halo is like it's basically fallen. Like, people still love Halo, but it's basically fallen out of like mainstream appeal, right? Like, people that play Halo are just the same people that always played Halo, but like there was a period of time where Halo was like the biggest name in gaming. Like, everybody knew Halo. And it was around that time they were trying to capitalize on that and make a film. And at one point, I think Peter Jackson was involved, but there was just so much like...
I think Steven Spielberg helped make the show that they made, like all kinds of weird stuff.
There was so much gridlock. So eventually they finally came out with Halo Legacies. Or Legends. Legends
is the
Legends?
anime, and then they did like a show for the...
They did like 2 things. They had the anime, and then they also had like an...
a weird live action show, but yeah, like Legends is definitely very similar in style to this.
Apparently there was also a Blade anime that I have never seen.
Yeah.
I'm super upset that I've never seen the Blade anime.
They did Blade and they did Wolverine.
They did Iron Man.
The Wolverine
Cowboy
one makes...
Girl.
Yeah. Were they any good?
No.
Yeah, especially because the English dub of the Wolverine one doesn't use Steve Blum.
Okay, so you know which one really succeeded, but nobody's ever seen it, is the Riddick one. The Riddick anime is so fucking good.
That's what everybody tells me.
I've heard of the Riddick.
It's so good.
It was like a pack-in movie with like the Blu-ray or some shit. It's weird.
Yeah, it was a weird like one-off thing.
The video games are also like, for their time, like they're dated now, but the 2 video games are also oddly great. But
yeah, I don't know why Riddick works so well in so many different medias. I think it's because Riddick's such a basic ass character. Like his character archetype works in every media.
So, before we jump into the actual review, I do have a question for you guys. What do you think Disney's end goal with this thing is? Do you guys think that this is going to be like... Well, money, obviously, but like,
money.
Do you think
that's it? Just money.
Do you think this is them just being like, here's some Star Wars anime, or do you think this is secretly like a pilot program? Like, are they that because that's my feeling is that this is like them being like, all right, which of these shorts do people like the most, and which studios do we give the actual Star Wars anime when it happens?
So I don't think it's that. I think it's actually more of Disney testing the anime waters a little bit. Now, Disney's already known for their successful like co-release of like Studio Ghibli films. So they've already like worked with anime production studios, but that's Ghibli's kind of a different thing from like regular pop anime. I don't think Disney's ever delved into that. So this might be them just testing the waters to see what people's reaction to they have like their most popular media franchise, besides like Marvel. And they're like, okay, let's see what happens when we give it to these anime studios, and we'll see how people respond. If it's overwhelmingly positive, maybe we'll like try and, cause like everybody's kind of getting into anime production, and has been fairly successful for it. Like Netflix is experiencing some success with their anime studio stuff. And I assume there's probably a few other services that are also doing a lot of anime stuff. Doesn't like HBO Max also like have like a contract with a few anime studios?
So the HBO Max thing is weird because it's like they get certain things from Crunchyroll.
Yeah. So like, I think because of anime's more current trending in like mainstream culture,
it's being a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah, and so now other bigger multi-billion, Disney only cares about what's gonna make it a bigger multi-billion-dollar industry, and so now they're looking at anime and going like, how much of this can we absorb?
So you're thinking it's purely an anime testing ground?
Yeah, I think it's a easy, like, guaranteed success, as in like it's a guaranteed like they're gonna get their money back for this success because it's Star Wars, but also they might get to see a little bit of how their general audience responds, because Disney Plus is a weird platform where it's like most of the stuff on Disney Plus is just like classic movies. Like the things most people are watching are like either the Marvel movies, the Star Wars stuff, or the old Disney animation movies. And they don't have like a big catalog of self-produced stuff that does extremely well. Like their biggest is Mandalorian, right? But again, that's only because it's attached to Star Wars. It's a huge property already. And the newest What If series, Marvel. So like you can tell they want to do other stuff, but they need to know if people are gonna like it first.
I think a weeb walked into the boardroom and is like, now hear me out.
Hear me out.
I think there's a whole little medium y'all ain't touched yet.
I like to.
And they're like, go on. It's like anime.
Have you ever heard of anime?
Star Wars.
And then he
Will it make me
slowly,
money? Yes.
he slowly held up his Ahsoka body pillow.
Yeah.
And
There's
his
no like there's
C-3PO body pillow.
there's just no way. There's no way Disney didn't know that this was
No.
a guaranteed success. Like,
Now,
it was too much. It was too easy.
now, what do I really want to happen with this in the future? Is they take literally every single one of them, make a series out of them.
Every single one of the what?
them. All 9 episodes. I want a series out of them. All 9.
So real quick, Rick, our friendly neighborhood artist man, just resub, so thank you for that. But also, he says that he is a Star Wars.
What?
Congratulations.
He is a Star Wars. He says, I'm
He
a
is
Star Wars.
a Star War.
Rick's special.
He is a star at war with himself.
Thank you, Rick.
For those of you who are listening to the podcast and don't know what the hell we're talking about, we stream our podcasts live on Sundays.
Yeah, we should start saying that.
Twitch.tv. Yeah, on twitch.tv/Roman Bear streams. If you're curious to see what we look like while we talk. I know that might curb your appeal just by seeing me, but, you know, in case Taylor's enough to bring you back, Taylor and Sharif are enough to keep the audience attached.
In a few weeks, I'm going to try and become as anime as Taylor is. Because I have a whole bunch of like art and things that I had at the old apartment that I never hung up that are gonna be here, and I'm gonna try and just copy Taylor's setup.
Hey.
I just miss Snorlax.
He's currently in a box being brought to me very carefully.
Oh.
He has friends.
He should have flown. He should have flown first class.
He should have been in your lap the whole time.
I considered it. There was definitely a part of me that's like, maybe I just like walk around with this giant Snorlax and have people stare at me like I'm a crazy person. I'd be like, it's okay, he's my son.
Hell yeah.
This
I mean,
is
what they
my
gonna do
son.
about it? Fight me.
I don't know. The way people are throwing hands on planes these days, just for like being told to wear a mask, somebody might fight him.
Just kick him off the plane, bro.
Anyways.
Just duct tape him to the seat.
So, I guess we could start like we'll just go in order. So we're doing the first one.
Yeah, we're just going in order.
So the first one is the Duel.
Yo, the Duel is hype as fuck. I love it. Bro, Sorry, I got too excited. I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
I can't make words when I'm too
Don't hold
excited.
back. You are correct.
Yeah. I think that how far have y'all gotten?
So
No,
I
I've
just
only
finished the
watched
series.
episode 5.
Right before that's actually why I was late to the meeting, is I was watching the last few minutes of the series.
So y'all both stopped at 5?
No, I watched the whole
No,
thing.
he finished.
I'm done.
I stopped at 5.
Me and you watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're still on 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is, but like the villain from the first one that we're talking about right now, she's got the
Fucking umbrella.
She's got the umbrella lightsaber, and that shit is.
So I think I'm in agreement with Taylor. This was a really strong episode to start on. One, because it's the most Japanese inspired. I love the aesthetic they went for. At first, I was a little concerned because the animation looked a little like weird at the very beginning, and then it kind of picked up along the way.
Aha! That's because the first episode, I have notes here.
Oh
He's
shit!
got fucking notes. He came prepped. Oh shit!
It was for those of you who don't know, it's 9 episodes animated by 7 different studios. The studio who did episode 1 was Kamikaze Doga, who specializes in CG production with 2D cells. I don't know what the hell that means. I'm just a simple weeb. I don't know what the fuck that means. But if you're wondering what that looks like, they did the JoJo's Bizarre Adventures first 2 opening.
Okay.
Which are very popular to be like, oh, it's JoJo. Fuck JoJo, by the way.
So, what they do basically is they animate, like they make the character models and the world in a 3D engine, and then basically draw as if it were 2D on top of those.
That's what Rick is telling us now, because Rick's an animation boy.
So it's the same technique that's used in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's what that is?
Yeah. Where it's got like it looks like it has a 2D like overlay on top of a 3D image. It's also like, I think the first time I remember, I'm sure it's not the first time I've seen it, but the first time I saw it and it like really captured me was this Pixar short
Papers
by the name Papers. Really cool looking. Like, it blew my mind. I didn't know that could be done. It was especially interesting. But like, I think the reason this episode looked weird at the beginning to me was I thought they were like rotoscoping, because it kind of looked like the movements were natural movements but looked unnatural in the way it was animated. So I thought they just rotoscoped some like live action people in the first part. And then as it goes on, like the action really makes it, it looks beautiful. And like I said, I love the kind of like rough sketch look, and the fact that they decided to go all the way with it and make it very like Japanese, like they're in a Japanese town, and they give all the like stormtroopers Japanese inspired masks. Just really thoughtful and cool.
I love that they're not stormtroopers, they're bandits, so like all of that is like,
it's fair. Yeah,
because it's very much harkening back to bandits in like Japan in like old Kurosawa movies where they would be wearing bits of actual samurai armor and stuff because it's what they pillaged or they were like samurai or foot soldiers and this is just what they had, so they've retrofitted it to be their new bandit gear.
Yeah.
And I like that it was very much like it was like Seven Samurai if the samurai fucked up.
If they failed. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That was my first thought. I was like, oh no, the Seven Samurai failed. Actually, I feel like we should mention this because Star Wars already is a very Japanese property. If you're unaware, George Lucas based a large proportion of the original story off of the Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress. And like, if you couldn't tell, the Jedi are very samurai Japanese bases. Like their robes are like the design of their robes is very much inspired by Japanese fashion, from like the Tokugawa Meiji period. So like it was already like the DNA was already there, and it was nice to see like it's almost like giving it back, like tossing it back to Japan to be like, we know we borrowed all these cultural aspects from you, so like you can even hype that further up. And I feel like that's why the first episode looks and works so well, is because it's already grounded in a very Japanese style. So it like the Jedi and the Sith are like very much just like the sword style is basically katanas. So it already kind of works. And they just pumped it up to 11.
Yeah.
Also, I love the mini twist in the middle of the episode.
Yeah, I like. I like that. Like, it was the right choice, I think, as the starting show because it's actiony, but it's simple. It harkens back to like classic cinema and storytelling. It's just the lone wanderer rolls into town. Something happens and he fucks shit up and then leaves. I was like, that's great.
Fights. He leaves.
Cool.
Yeah. We will. Okay. So like, let's go ahead and put a disclaimer here, because we'd like to review these accurately. There will be spoilers for the first 4 episodes of Star Wars Visions. Let's say that.
Hey yo, if you don't like spoilers, get the hell out. Thanks for coming.
By the way, this first episode, so I was telling Taylor this and Scott this at the beginning, before the episode aired, before we started recording, that I wanted to watch it in the original Japanese language, but the captions weren't working on my Disney Plus, only for some episodes, not all of them, just for some. And this first one was included, but I thought because it opens up in a very Japanese setting that was an artistic choice. So I watched the whole episode in Japanese, but I still knew exactly what was happening.
Don't worry, Rick.
And that's good storytelling.
We'll be back with 5 through 9 next week.
Yes.
Yeah. No. It's funny. I actually watched every episode. I would start in English, and if I hated the like voices, I would immediately rewind and switch.
Yeah, I that's the problem I had with episode 3, and we'll talk about that later. Even though apparently episode 3 stars Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick fucking Harris.
That's one that I didn't swap, and I really should have.
I did.
Because
I did. I wanted to.
But anyway, we'll get there.
Okay, so I think we're all in agreement that episode 1 was dope as fuck.
Yeah, man.
Any thoughts on like any of the individual parts of the episode?
I really like the part where he tricked that bitch. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call her that. I shouldn't call her that. But they were like on like the waterfall, and he was like, I'm behind the waterfall. So she busts through the waterfall, and it's a goddamn statue. Lucky for him, there's a whole ass temple down there with a statue that just so happens to be holding a lightsaber in a fighting position. And then he stabbed that bitch in the back. I shouldn't call her that.
I do love like 2 big things. One, I like the clear aspect of his character that he is not the strongest fighter. He's the more clever one. That was like a well-seeded thing throughout. Like he went into this fight being like, I don't know if I can win, but I'm going to plan, so I do. You know, everything from like the droid to like lucking into the waterfall and thinking of that plan. That was really cool. The other thing is that like, you know, of course we get the big twist again, spoilers are up, that he is a Sith or is like a Sith hunter. Like, he's not a good guy. Like,
He's a
his-
defected Sith, as what I thought when I was
Like,
watching it. Like,
yeah,
he's just kind of
he's a rodent,
over it.
like straight up.
Yeah.
Like he wanders and
Masterless
he kills
and-
people.
Yeah, well, Sith specifically, according to his vest.
Yeah. One of the best parts of the characterization that show you that he is more than okay with using underhanded tactics to win is that if you noticed, what he stabbed her with is his sheath. Because his sheath, because he doesn't need one, he has a lightsaber. The other half of it also has a lightsaber in it. So he carries 3 blades. It's his main blade, the bottom of the sheath has a short one, and then he has a Tonto one as well. And I was like, that's clever as fuck. Like, he's anything it takes for him to fight another day. It's like, that's cool. So I appreciated that a bunch about him.
Also, you gotta love the fun ingenuity of the umbrella lightsaber. That thing was cool. Like,
That was dope.
like it doesn't look like it should work at all, but you know
It
they
does.
make it look
It's
legit.
so hype. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, full
God,
Zoro.
she just like fucking mows down those people, man.
It's funny because like I
feel
saw
bad for them.
and all I can think of is Benny Maru from Fire Force who fights with like spear mops. I don't know if anybody else watched Fire Force, but he has a spear mop, and it's great.
Yeah,
I have nothing else to say about the duel. The duel is just cool. I think that's what.
yeah, it's a good one.
It's just a cool thing.
I love the tea, like the tea setup of like the tea boiling over as the action begins to boil over. Basic, cool stuff that I enjoy. I like stuff like that.
See, when he said make sure this droid is fixed by the time like the pot comes to a boil,
Yeah.
what I thought in my monkey brain, was that he's so cool that he's about to go down there and wrap all this up before this so he can just walk back up, get his droid, and just walk out.
That was kind of the implied, but it kind of gives you a little like, oh, he had a plan with the droid.
So I do like what Rick said. Rick said that he felt he was more of a gray Jedi based on the whole episode being in grayscale as well, which is cool. And that's the thing that
Which was
That's a good thought.
phenomenal.
modern Star Wars doesn't deal with gray Jedi very often. Kind of the only one we really deal with are, to some extent, Mace Windu, and then I can't remember his name. He's the fucking crazy dude with the dreads. If you ever watched the
Oh yeah.
Clone Wars, that man is insane.
All right.
So yeah,
Well, I guess we should. Yeah, let's move on to episode 2 then.
my favorite, apparently one that everybody hates.
That's your
Yeah,
favorite?
it's
I
actually
had
surprising that
so
so many.
fun, so much fun with it.
Okay, I'm actually really surprised people disliked it as much as they did. Like on the IMDb, it's got like a ridiculously low score.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Like,
I gotta-
guys, just just have fun with it, guys. It's a band.
So yeah,
They're playing music.
See, I can see why some people didn't like it as much.
because they
because-
watched it in English.
No, because they walked in and they're like, "This is Star Wars. We want action," and they got fun. And they're just like, "This is not action." But if you just go in just for taking it for what it is, I think it's a fun episode. I think it's fun.
And
Like, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know why people are going into this anthology series just expecting only Jedis and Sith lightsaber battle and or gun battle. Like, how much it's been done to death. Like, yeah, it's Star Wars, but like the universe of Star Wars has so many nooks and crannies that have fun little explorations. Like, I mean, there's always like the Star Wars Cantina. Like, honestly, they could like if they were a lesser creator, they would have just done the story of the band members in the cantina who play the one song over and over.
yep. So
You gotta get some new material.
to do like the like rough overview of the episode. The whole thing is just about a kid who is a Padawan that just barely survives Order 66, stumbles into a band that is for some reason led by a Hutt, and it's all about how like because he's a Hutt and he's not doing Hutt things, the Hutts are out to kill him, and they're just trying to be a band. And it's about like the one last gig they play to try and save each other. I was like,
Yeah.
that's so cool, it's so fun, and the song is a bit of a bop, especially only if you listen in Japanese.
And the deeper.
Okay. Let me get this out there. I watched I watched all 9 episodes.
What was that, Taylor? Literally the last word cut out.
English.
Oh, you watched it all in English?
I watched every single episode in English.
Really?
I had one problem with all 9 episodes. I thought it was fine.
I'm sure it's serviceable. But like, I
also just didn't feel like reading when I was watching them.
I can feel that.
I don't feel like reading this.
I sat down to watch this very much because this is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. I don't know about you guys as much. Star Wars is something that's like dumb important to me. It's one of the few common grounds me and my dad have. So like it is a thing that like everybody in my family really loves and enjoys except for my mom. Like it is a thing that my whole family gets together and does. So I love Star Wars stuff. Like Ride or Die, it is probably my favorite franchise like overall. And so I think that's why I love Tatooine Rhapsody though, is that it was different, right? Like it was something new and silly and fun, and like I've seen every variation of like cool samurai, like Star Wars lightsaber Jedi Sith blowing up starships shit you can do. But this was fun. This is just a band. He turned his microphone, his lightsaber, into a fucking microphone.
Yep. And so I like it's funny because like even this simple story has kind of a deeper theme of following your dreams and your desires, because both the main character, the young Padawan who defects to be a band member, and the Hutt have a responsibility that's expected to them that they go against for the sake of playing their music. And that theme is explored through the Padawan's like almost using his lightsaber, and Boba Fett turns to him and is like, "Is this really what you want to do?" And no, it's not what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. So he goes and does what he wants to do. He sings his goddamn heart out.
Yeah. This is also friendship.
Also
friendship magic.
Sheepy Boba Fett.
I was gonna say little cute
Boba. Boba Fett.
Dude, like what
he's like, yo, let's go. He's adorable. Let's go.
I love when like he's just like kind of like moving a little bit, and then you see Jabba who's like no fucks given, and they do the back shot, and his tail's wagging.
I know.
Yeah, and then Boba Fett bopping and look.
It was a cute episode.
It was. It's unbearably adorable.
I was not expecting that animation style when I got into it, by the way. I was just like, what is this? And then they show baby Boba Fett. The scene of Boba Fett like flying though is a very dope shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very drastic art style change from episode 1 to episode 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, shit, alright, okay.
Which again, really good placement, because they're kind of getting you used to the idea of like some tonal whiplash. Like, I don't like when anthologies kind of have like a similar artistic style throughout, and then there's like a rapid change, and then it kind of goes back to a more.
And what's interesting about you saying that though is because I do wonder if that's partially why it has such low reviews, right? Is because like people came in and they're like, "This is dope as fuck," with the Duel being like, you know, dying like the cool to 11.
That's possible.
And then you get the next one, you're like, "Why are we watching a music video?" So maybe
that could be something, or you could just say people are just easily angered.
That's true.
That's very true.
And just can't enjoy stuff.
Especially when it comes to franchise properties, it's an unbearable discourse. Like, just never talk to people about it. Just don't do it. Yeah. Just enjoy what you want to enjoy and don't talk to anybody about it.
Oh man, because
it's awful.
Just keep it baldly in.
Do you guys have any like other things you want to mention about the Tatooine Rhapsody?
It's not my favorite. Like, it's definitely a little lower on my list, but I thought it was really cute, and I thought it was one of the few to really explore the wider universe beyond just like the Jedi, Sith, and all that.
Yeah.
It took a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It is second from the bottom.
Oh, no.
If I had to rank them all, it's second from the bottom. Now that doesn't mean I didn't like it. That just means I loved everything else.
Yeah. I kind of want. Maybe we should do that at the end. Like we should do like come next week with like our secret rankings prepped and compare and contrast.
That would be
could
a good idea.
God,
The
don't
ranking.
make
That'll
me
be a
do
fight. That'll be a fight and a half, but it could be fun.
Don't make me do that.
The ranking list is a good idea.
Because this
I like
one
it.
is definitely like this one and one other kind of flip flop in my brain a little bit with the top two.
Wow.
Just because I had so much fun. I'm also a huge sucker for any time I get like a weird poppy like song routine in the middle of my anime.
Oh, maybe that's it. I hate musicals.
I love musicals. That's like my
I
jam.
hate musicals.
So
It can be great. Okay, yeah. With that, episode 3.
yeah, let's move on to my disappointment.
Oh, hey, episode 3, true as fuck.
It is
Yo, episode.
just triggered.
So I think I was disappointed because this is one of the ones I had to watch in English because for some reason there were no closed captions on the Japanese version, which really bothered me. Like the voice acting wasn't bad, but I just didn't. It just doesn't hit the highs that are required of like the Studio Trigger nonsense that is this episode. Also, sometimes it just sounds really corny. Like lines in Japanese translated English just end up sounding so corny.
I feel like the female voice actress is like really gunning for it though, and I appreciate her trying.
That's Alison Brie.
Is it Alison Brie?
That's Alison Brie.
I didn't recognize without the the face. She was going for it, man. She was going.
Yeah, she was loving it. She was having fun. She gets to play the fun evil bad guy.
Yep. So I guess like if any of you have ever seen anything that Trigger has made ever, or like anything they worked on before they were Trigger, Gordon Logan, it's that. But with Star Wars, they're like, okay, how do we take what's established and then make it obscene?
Yeah.
Like imagine Pro Mayor, but in space.
It
fucking-
is
That's
almost
pretty much it.
on par. Like the final attack of the episode is almost on par with the ridiculous that is Tengen Toba Gurren Lagann.
It's so fucking
Like the Galaxy
stupid.
one, like
He fucking slices a whole ship in half with his lightsaber.
Somehow he slices an entire ship in half. But he only cuts this part on his fucking sister.
all right, let's this one I think we should go through beat by beat just to like point out the ridiculousness, right? Like from the beginning.
Okay, I got this. I can do this.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
We're gonna
All
believe
right,
in you,
so-
Aaron.
So, the twin thing is established pretty early on, with the first establishing shot being two ships two Star Destroyers connected to each other with a giant like funnel thing in the middle, and a bit of exposition, like a bit of like kind of fun little exposition with the C-3PO like droid, and the
The dark
brother.
armor.
Yeah, the
That made me
brothers steals the kyber crystal that is needed to power their ultimate weapon.
His name will be not Luke, and she will be not Vader.
Yeah. They he steals the kyber crystal. I genuinely love the little scene of him just like walking past the stormtroopers and be like, "Please,
And then
sir."
not shooting.
But they're like, "Please, sir, we have to shoot."
It's like, don't, please, come on, man. All right, set at the stun. We don't want to kill. We love him. And he's
Can
like, nah, I'm too cool. I'm too saucy for this.
He's like, brah. Just-
It's so cool.
and from there,
They're T-troopers.
his sister finds him.
The T stands for twin.
He escapes on a ship with the kyber crystal, only to be pulled back by the Force from his sister.
Is that
It
really
was
canon?
strong as fuck.
Wait. Italian Brussels, is that real? Are they actually canonically called T-troopers in this? I need to know. Please tell me.
Brussels in here?
Yeah, Brussels been here all day.
God damn it, Brussels. What's up, Russ?
Then there is a big fight where they try to force pull the kyber crystal from each other, and it bursts into pieces. and each of them takes one and uses it in their lightsaber contraptions.
Thankfully,
hers is her full suit.
Thankfully, she gets one that fits perfectly into her suit chest cavity.
Yep.
First off, by the way,
he just has his lightsaber.
Aaron has failed me already because he has yet to point out that they are fighting on the outside of a Star Destroyer without any oxygen.
I was gonna say,
One
so
thing that I wanted to, that was a question that I had.
Nina literally kept turning to me and was like, "Why aren't they dead?" And I'm like, "Because it's anime and Star Wars. It's fantastical. Don't worry about it."
It's Trigger.
Trigger shit though.
Where
Don't
we're
worry
going,
about
we
it.
don't need to breathe.
Okay, well, hold on. Canonically, Leia does survive the vacuum of space.
How?
Using
Yeah,
the
but
Force.
even she's fucked up.
Yeah,
She was
but
in a coma afterwards.
yeah, but these two characters are established pretty early on to be like redonkulous strong, but that's, you know, just Trigger in general. They're just redonkulous levels of strong with the Force.
That's true.
What's true?
That like C-Mode and all them are just like standing on the top of Tengen Toppa Gorin Logout at the end, and they're in like, galaxy space.
Right.
So in Triggerverse, you can breathe in space if you believe in it.
Right. This is Trigger.
And to finish off, their fight
Fuck
ends
logic.
with our main character putting his kyber crystal into his lightsaber, fighting for a bit, and then he jumps on his ship, and his droid gives him the idea to hyperdrive through the ship with him slicing the ship in half with his lightsaber.
Which he
Because
does
in
not
this-
cut her in half. Just
he
her armor
somehow-
and the ship.
Somehow he manages not to kill her.
Just to hit the one spot that he has to hit,
Just,
and then he just
the
disappears.
part that covers her cleavage.
Okay. All right, so this is my...
The droid
All right, hold on.
survived too at the end,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Mistress."
Yep. Okay, so this is a kind of a weird complaint, and this just has to do with Disney as a company reaching out for like anime. Is that I don't know. I haven't watched every episode, so I can't say this for sure. But like, part of me feels like there were a lot of like restrictions on like it's Trigger. Trigger could have put these people in thongs if they wanted to, because that's what Trigger does. But like, I don't know if it was just like a restriction on the creators or the creators' personal choice to not like do things exactly how they wanted. Like, I wondered like often, like, would they do, like, could they do blood? Could they do certain things like that? Like, what were the restrictions placed on them? Because Disney is a company that cares about its brand cohesion. But Star Wars wasn't always necessarily a, like, PG film. Like, one of the first times we see a lightsaber, it's used to chop a dude's arm off, and there's blood.
Star Wars has always been PG. There's only one that's... There's only Revenge of the
That was
Sith.
when PG...
The others are
I want to... Let me remind my audience here that Airplane features a shot in which a woman runs bare-chested across the screen for several seconds, jiggles her boobs, and runs off-screen, and that movie was rated PG. There was a different time where ratings did not function the same as they do now.
But, like, Star Wars is generally always meant to be PG.
It's fairly family friendly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is an anthology series that could potentially explore interesting facets of the universe that might not be PG. And I wondered, like, is there an opportunity for anime studios to explore those areas, or do you think they were restricted by
I think
Disney?
they're restricted, but I don't think that there's a reason for Star Wars to go past PG-13. Like, I don't see why you need to.
It's it's a big universe. Like, it's fun. Like, you could do all sorts of stuff, right? Like, I'm just saying there's a lot to explore, and I don't know, creatively.
But what do you actually gain for pushing past like a PG-13 rating, right? Because most
Like,
of
you
these
could
would be
do-
PG-13, right?
Sure, yeah. That's fair.
So like, what would you gain by pushing into R? Like, you can add swear words. Why do I need that? In Star Wars, they have their own vernacular for it. Like,
So we can finally get the Mace Windu spin-off series that's animated like Afro Samurai.
see, I don't think she would have had huge boobs because I think they were definitely following closer to like the way Trigger animates with a lot of their characters. I think they like that like they wanted that like exact dichotomy between the twins.
But that's kind of what I'm saying is like I don't want there to be just like giant titties because I don't like over sexualization and objectification of like
I love it.
animated female characters. But like, could they? Like, if they wanted to creatively make that decision, they wouldn't.
Aaron hasn't gotten to see Bunny Waifu yet.
That's as close as they come. They gotta get the furry. They gotta get the furry market in there. I did see like part of the trailer that features Bunny Girl.
He's cute though.
Rick would like to make an R-rated buddy comedy a la Superbad about a teen who finds a lightsaber in his attic and is hunted by a Sith. So I guess that's
Sounds legit.
That's
also like a Star Wars horror film of some sort, not like maybe not full horror, but mostly horror would be cool. Like they kind of delved into that, in like the Mandalorian with the like creepy ass cave of spiders.
fucking Spider Cave of Doom. Yeah, there it is.
Like they're because Star Wars is such a versatile franchise, is what I'm saying. It has the potential to explore stories that might require things that Disney is not comfortable with as a brand, right?
See, I don't know that there's, based on like this, like all the different places we go in this series, granted you haven't finished them, like I think they have a lot of like room to work. I think there's plenty of stuff you can do in that like PG-13 and under cap.
All this is to say that I was very surprised at the at how much Trigger held back, because you could tell they could have gone so much further with this.
But again, I think that just leans into like Trigger's more modern styles where they do a lot of like straight, like the Promare style, because I think it's the same team as Promare, like based on the color palette and the way they look. And like the characters are either super extreme or super like androgynous and toned back. And both
I
of
was
these
surprised there was cleavage.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, okay. I guess we can show just that amount of cleavage.
That'd be cool if they reference the twins going forward, Russell.
I do love the twins. They're cool, like, interesting Jedi characters.
So I thought it was neat, but I was a little like... So, like, I thought all the combat and all the action and everything, and I was just like, this is just Trigger. And I enjoyed it for being
this
Trigger.
is fun.
But weirdly for me, that also has left it kind of in the middle of the pack. As far as the episodes go, is that I'm like, okay, it was fucking wild, and I laughed so loud, and it was at like midnight in my apartment, and so I could hear it like echoing off the walls when I saw the hyperspace slash.
God, so cool.
That is an actual light speed slash. He can name it that. He can, because it's real.
Why isn't he dead?
Because
how did he stay on?
The power of Deuteragonist.
Yeah, he was holding on, baby.
He believed.
I like how he was like it was the droid's idea, and he was like,
yeah,
I don't know if I really want to do it. And that droid said, fuck it, we doing it.
Oh man, it's
and
because
he's like, okay.
He's like, all right.
It's because
I guess we doing this.
He believed in the him that believed in him. That's
God
why.
fucking damn it! God damn it!
It's true.
You knew it was coming, Taylor. You set it up.
All right.
Do you want to go to episode 4?
We will go to episode. Does anybody any closing thoughts on the twins?
I want more.
So it's funny because
Like,
that was my thing, is that for as much as I like, this is like middle of the road. This is one of the ones where I'm like, oh, I could see Trigger, like the same way, well, I haven't watched all of it, the Witches Academy or whatever. Like when they made the movie and then they went and made a full series instead. I could see them doing that. Yeah, Little Witch. I could see them doing that to this and being like, all right, so it's the same premise, but we're gonna make it a 13 episode series instead.
I want it.
I could see that being very, very cool.
I mean, if you're thirsty for that same intense action stuff, go watch Kill la Kill. That is equally as fun and absurd.
Go watch Promare. It's dope.
Promare, yeah, all the good stuff. All right, so episode 4. So episode 4 for me was probably one of the ones that might go like towards the middle or bottom of my list. I'm still not sure yet because I haven't seen the others. But it's The Village Bride. Now, I really like how this episode started. I like the kind of mysterious element. I like the fact that like it seemed to be focusing on this more spiritual level of there was like a whole culture introduced.
I love the character designs of the bride and the husbando. With like
I like that too. The
Like the
ceremonial
fact he had to
attire.
carry her ass up a mountain.
yeah, and she's like, I
the
really don't
ceremony.
like this, and he's like, it's part of the thing. I'll
He's
get
like,
there.
shut up, it's part of the thing.
I gotta do the ceremony.
As he's clearly dying, like this man is on the verge of collapse.
I'm like, yo. I like episode 4. Episode 4 is one of my favorites. I say one of, like, I don't love them all, except for like 3.
So I think I'm not sure what I don't like about The Village Bride. It might be that they're like trying to establish a story about the Jedi character that kind of falls to the back. Like it's not really needed, and I don't know quite what the story they're trying. Like somebody from her past or her master is from this planet, and she's trying to get in touch with her roots, like. Or to get in touch with her former master, who I guess was killed.
I think what it is that it subverts your expectation, right? Because it's called The Village Bride, which like it's a fitting title when you finish it, but it starts making you think that the guy and the bride are the protagonists, and they're not. It's the girl who gets revealed to be like a crazy, like Padawan who is trying to find her way to becoming a Jedi. And I think it's that the subversion doesn't sit well in such a short time frame. Because we do sit for like 3 minutes or 4 minutes on them, and we learn so much about them, and I think we genuinely care about like the village people, and we don't get as much about the Jedi. Like it's all side stuff, right? It's like she's a voyeur, but it's also, it kind of fits because that's what she is to them, right? She is just this person who shows up out of nowhere and saves them, who just happened to be a passerby. So I think like this feels to me, this is another one kind of like the twins where I'm like, it's not my favorite, but I would love to watch this series. Like I would like to watch what she does next.
This one I watched in English, and I genuinely like the voice acting of the older man who she's with. I don't know who did that. It sounds vaguely familiar.
Hold on. Give me a second.
I'm gonna race you, Taylor. I'm gonna see if I can.
The Wiki Boys.
What's his name? I don't even know his name. Let's see. The Bride. I don't know who Haru is, but that's Nicole Sar. Christopher Sean.
I don't know which character he is.
Kei Hiroyuki Takawa, Andrew Kishino, Stephanie.
Because Kari Hiroyuki is like the only like person I recognize. He was Valko, whoever that was.
It's the dude had such a distinct voice that I felt like I had heard it before.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Well, remember.
No.
I
don't know. His voice had just a genuinely like calm and reassuring tone.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I also like how they're just kind of experiencing this story from the back. They're just like, all right, we're just chilling here on this planet. Oh look, it's a fun cultural event. He's gonna get married. She's like,
shit.
why are they doing that?
And like when you hit that midpoint where like when you hit the wedding and everybody looks sad, I was so confused. I was like, why is this the most like somber fucking wedding party ever? Like they looked so happy earlier when they were seeing weird trippy planet visions.
Yeah.
Like we just saw them like as little kids, like clearly being like little like childhood sweethearts. What's going on here? Why everybody sad, Panda? And then you find out what's going on, and you're like, oh, I get
That's
it.
like, damn, that is pretty fucking sad.
That's
like,
so sad.
Like that's what I thought. No, it's like, well, she's gonna get saved by these Jedi.
I vote we give up the old guy. I don't really. He lived long enough.
You wanted the old guy to die?
I mean, if I
Oh,
had
the village chief.
Yeah, the
right?
chief.
Okay, all right. I thought you meant like the old dude that was.
No, with the dope hat. No, his hat has a
I was like,
rocket
God
explosions in it.
With
But-
the welder helmet.
Serious question: where did he get that new hat? He blew up the last one. At the end of
He
the
just
episode,
has
you see
multiple
him with the
hats.
hat. He just keeps
Yeah,
a
he's
bunch.
got
Like,
lots-
he's just,
I mean, don't you have multiple hats?
not
I
the
have a lot
exact
of
same
hats.
hat.
Well, that's because you're not cautious enough.
I
You
have
need to get an
virtually the exact same hat.
He keeps a spare in his pocket. Oh man.
I like how he like the battle of him was really funny because he's just like chilling up on the mountain, and like the way they animated him, he didn't even look like he was trying.
No.
He was just like, and he just stands up, and they're missing every shot, and he goes, okay, and then he throws his helmet.
Yup.
You're like, what?
This
Then it goes into the ship and explodes.
this might
I'm
have.
like, yo.
Oh yeah, no. Like this might have the coolest lightsaber attack in the series though,
Yes, with the
even
rocket
cooler
heels,
than the
baby.
Hyperdrive? Oh yeah, that was dope.
because she like
rock-
That was
she
dope.
puts the saber away and she does like the quick draw, but I love the heels, like that she clicks her heels and like both uses the propulsion of them and like a force leap, which is a thing that we've seen multiple times throughout Star Wars, but they never like really do it. Like in episode 1, they briefly do this fucking dumbass super speed thing, and it was a thing in both of the KOTOR games where you move real fast.
When did they do the super speed thing in the first episode? Man, I'm just like blanking.
When they're escaping the droidicas. The rolly droids with the shields.
Yeah,
They're trying
I
to
don't
break
remember.
into the main room where all the
Yeah.
the
yeah, I remember
Nuka
that
ran
part.
them are, and the droidicas show up and he's like, "Master, droid, destroy us!" And then they just like stop attacking and just whoosh, really fast
Oh,
away.
okay. Wait, I think that was an edited version. That the theatrical version, they didn't do that, and they added that version later. Because I remember this. I remember this weird thing where it's like, what the fuck? It's like fly off screen. And you're like, what just happened? I think that was an added part to like the later released
I don't think so because
version of episode one.
episode
I gotta go
one-
back and watch it.
The first 3 don't have any changes to them.
It looked so bad.
Yeah, because Lucas edited them himself already, so like I don't believe they have edits.
Maybe not. I remember because like they were doing the like theatrical re-releases of the movies in 3D, and I think I remember hearing that they made like a couple small changes.
That
I
is
don't
definitely not
remember.
one of them because that's been around forever.
Oh god, that's so
there,
funny though.
General Kenobi. Anyway,
Kenobi. I'm
man, I wish
genuinely
we were doing
surprised.
number 5. I wish we were.
Me too. Number 5 is genuinely one of my favorites.
Wait, did you watch 5? We should just do 1 through 5.
I did watch 5. Should we just do 5?
Which one was 5?
The
5 is the
Was
ninth Jedi.
5 the
The ninth Jedi.
the
Ninth
ninth?
Jedi.
Yo!
Okay, we'll do number 5. All right, we're going long, but that's okay. We'll do number 5. So, no
We
closing
going long
thoughts
as
on the
fuck.
Village Bride, right?
That's what she literally does.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think it was really nice. It was fantastic.
So, funny enough, this is the one that I think actually is kind of my number 1. And it kind of like Tatooine Rhapsody goes up there a lot because it's like really fun and unique.
It's so different.
But, like, it's so
Yeah.
different. But like this one, as it like built out, I was like, oh, I'm like in. I'm into this right
Yes, yes.
It did get you. It did get you.
I actually fell for the twist. I felt so dumb.
now. Dude, I didn't see it coming. I thought like they were prepping.
I didn't see it coming either. I was like, yo!
I think when I realized something was wrong was when she actually made it to them. I was like, this should have taken longer for a more like drawn out plot thing if they're just all waiting for the lightsabers. So I was like, something's up. Well, and the thing was is they draw you in with the robot, thinking he's gonna be the weird one and or the person that brought them all there in the first place.
Because the dude who brought them there, the Lord guy, Mugen or whatever, like has a fucking Sith mask.
I mean, that's kind of a common, like, that would be an easy one where it's like, Star Wars guy look bad, he actually good. It's like, okay, yeah, that you fooled me. That one seems pretty simple. But like the other twist is the one that got me.
And
when
it's-
they all pull out their fucking when they all grab the lightsabers and they all turn red.
Turn red. Yeah, I was like, yo.
It's such
That's
a
hype right now.
it's like such a random thing because I just thought it was like a neat thing they threw in because it's not normally how kyber crystals work. But like he says, he's like, I tempered these blades so that they would change color with the person who like wields them, and she's like, oh, mine's like see through because I'm not force good yet, but I'm badass with a sword. Wow, and she's like, oh, crazy.
And that it like extends and contracts based on the personality as well.
It adjusts to your personality. So because she's crazy and like flexible, she can make it change rapidly. I was like, that's cool.
That's super cool.
Oh.
My only complaint was there was the weird moment at the end where he was like where he's like I forget the character's name, but he's like, stop it, this isn't you, and he's like, oh sorry, I one of them made me bad.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what?
Yeah, so wait, was he evil or not?
But
he wasn't. He was just
Like
the subtle
apparently not.
change that his saber was red during the battle, and you can
and then it
see
turns
him
purple.
like losing like desire to fight. That one is the one also that feels the most like this is the pilot.
Yep.
Like
yeah,
like-
exactly.
Like now we go see them get the Jedi. Like each episode is like I can just imagine the master with like all the other sabers inside his robe, and every time they meet somebody worthy, he gives them one.
Okay, but the master is brutal as like
Yeah, he
he's a
is.
Jedi, but oh my god, he cuts them down like they're nothing.
How cool
to him.
is his fucking saber with the guard ring around it? And like it looks
Yeah.
like Tenchi Muyo's blade, where he has got like the little ball with the guard around it, just floating like a halo.
I had a bit of a like geek moment, like the little furry dude, like the Lorax looking motherfucker, who's like, he's like, I will kill you, and then he just stops him with the force and fucking like slices through him, and I was
Yup.
like, shit,
It was hype. It was hype.
you killed the Lorax. Danny DeVito, no. They should have gotten Danny DeVito to voice it.
Oh man.
Did you
I
just
would've-
chop
I would've
me in
been so
half?
down for that. They just shot me in half, man.
You know, I will say there was a brief moment where I was a little confuzzled when they switched scenes from the Jedi like council with them all meeting up to the Bladesmith. I was like, is this Ethan? Did we do a time jump for some reason? Because this guy she's wearing clothes a lot like Ethan was, like similar-esque clothes.
Yeah, it's similar.
And then you like look at him. So I thought I was like, are we doing like a time jump? And now it's going to be about like his kid instead. And that was just like the preamble. And then no. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
That'd be
sorry,
a
Rob.
weird ass spot for a time jump.
I agree. That's why I was so confused. I was like, what are they doing here? And then it got
Like the second he was like, hey yo, take these lightsabers and take these to the Jedi. I was like, he did it.
I also like
He's done.
this is the
I
thing
was
they
pleasantly surprised.
This is the thing they do throughout like the entirety of the series, but I like the different changes they make to like lore and how things are handled because they're like jumping throughout this massive timeline. And one of them is I like the idea of this like singular that like lightsabers have been lost, and this one individual is a bladesmith and he's trying to make them again. I was like, that's really cool and that's really neat because like normally in all the iterations we've had so far is it's a big deal that a Jedi goes and makes their saber. And
Yeah.
now instead, like, they don't have them anymore. And they're seeing them. And I was like, oh, that's a neat, fun thing.
And it also really, like, builds more on the idea that, like, a lightsaber is a big deal. Because, like, you can kind of imagine in the Star Wars universe, it's like, well, it's just the saber. Like, it's a main form of attack, but, like, the force powers that some of them use are way stronger than anything else. So, like, the sabers feel like a formality, but they make the sabers feel like more, like, a bigger deal. Like, this is a true extension of your ability. Also, Rick says, the trash Jedi. I'm fucking dying. I'm a villain, see? God, can we get Danny DeVito in Star Wars? Like, why hasn't that happened yet? Why is nobody casting Danny DeVito?
That would be hysterical.
Good question.
Also, underrated little comedy bit with the old robot.
Yes. The old robot was like literally my favorite thing. He's like, "Can you take me up there?" I'm like, "I'm on my break."
She just looks over at all the dead ones.
He's like, "You're the only one that works." I might as well. Just gets up and just slowly just moves.
She's pushing him and he's moving the same speed.
Yeah, and then he's like just chilling in the cockpit of the ship, watching the fight, like nice moves. Like, bro, what do you do?
I like to imagine that he stays the pilot for the rest of their series.
I need that. I need him in the whole series.
But they like every time they need to go anywhere, they have to pay him again.
Yeah, every situation is like extremely tense as they try and get away, and this dude is just taking his sweet ass time.
What do you mean it's $375? This morning it was $350.
Prices go
I have
up.
a question.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember. Was he drinking tea or
He's drinking oil, but
it's like he's drinking it as if it's tea.
like it was tea. Yeah,
But it's
so good.
I like that. That's awesome. This was also done by Projection IG, by the way.
Oh yeah, IG's dope. No wonder it looks so good.
Who does what does IG do? For those that aren't familiar.
They for us old heads did Ghost in the Shell. For the new guys, they did Psychopaths, and recently Fina the Pirate Princess, which is currently airing.
Nice. Now that you mentioned Ghost in the Shell, I can absolutely see that in the design.
Yep.
So good. Oh.
Yeah, so it's funny because like that's definitely like one of my favorites. I'm glad to see so many other people. Like we got a whole bunch of people popping off in the chat being like, yeah, that one was dope. I think overall we can agree.
I have laptops like him.
I think we can all agree that so far, based on what we've discussed only, it's a good anthology. It's a cool run, and I know like there's a big part of me that like, granted, I would love to see a full like Star Wars anime, and I want to see it, but I kind of want to see another volume of this.
I like just the idea of the anthologies. I think that's a great way to stretch their legs and like just have fun with it. Like I know like Star Wars is really important to a lot of people, but I like frankly I could use some more unique stuff. Like give us more of the Tatooine Rhapsody, give us different stories. I'm a little tired. Like Disney's gonna run this franchise in the ground no matter what, but I don't want to see a thing I like being milked completely dry. But in the meantime, give me something different. Give me something a little unique. And this is a nice way of doing that. A nice, simple way. Not a huge time commitment either. Episodes rarely go over 10 minutes.
Oh, no,
I don't even.
You think? Yeah, they're all over 10 minutes.
Are they really all over 10 minutes? They do.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. It doesn't feel like it.
The shortest one is 14 minutes, and I think the longest one is like. I think.
That's surprising, but makes sense because they're good, and you kind of
The Ninth Jedi was 23 minutes.
Yep.
Wow.
But anyway, guys.
I guess that makes sense. A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, it does. That's gonna be it, I think, for this week's episode of the Super Otaku Show. As always, you can catch us on Sundays here on twitch.tv/RomanBearStreams. You can also find us wherever podcasts are sold on the internet.
Is that a Hocus Pocus doll?
Don't forget, guys.
This is Winifred Sanford. Yes.
Taylor has a Hocus Pocus doll.
Yes.
Come in here, quick before we log out.
Don't forget, guys. Spooky season is upon you. And we'll be back next week with the other half of our Star Wars Visions review. As always, I have been joined by my Roman half, Aaron Roman. You can find TaylorMade Otaku over on YouTube at TaylorMade Otaku. And of course, you can find Aaron and I's stuff on YouTube at youtube.com/RomanBearPro or RomanBearStreams, depending on what kind of stuff you want to find. Anyway, guys, it's been a whole heck of a lot of fun. And until next time, so long.
Bye.
Peace. Yeah. Oh, shit. Are we off yet?